Hands up if you're tired. Terry's tired, ciao boy. Hopefully, I've been keeping you guys engaged. Um, Let me know if the talking felt like it's been too much. Did it feel like too much? You can be honest. Let me know. Okay. Sounds like a no to me. All right. Let's get into this last bit here. All right. Tools for delivering your message. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. So we have tools for delivering your message, right? We figured out that we have something to say. We know who we're talking to. Specifically, we have this avatar that we're talking to. And we know how to connect with that person, right? That individual, whatever. We know how to connect. So now that that is happening and we know what to say, all right, now we got to figure out the delivery mechanism. Like, what can we use in order to connect with this individual? Now, this can go many different ways, and it really depends on what you're doing. Like, what is the point of this message at this moment? So sometimes a good way to get your message across is through words, right? And if you're using words, this can happen in a book format. It can happen as an article, right? If you're looking for education, articles and books are a fantastic way to position yourself as a key person of influence. Uh, Words can also come across through entertainment, right? So you can be using words, but you can use words in an entertaining way, right? So that is where memes come into play. Like if we think about the example of All Year's Night, the message that you want to put across is this is a romantic event, you know, it is a moment in time. You can use entertainment in the form of a meme to build that connectivity, right? What are some moments that happen possibly around All Year's Night that many people can relate to? That's where the connection comes in. And how can I make that entertaining while only using words as a delivery mechanism for my message? Um, I can't think of anything right now, right? But you can use your imagination, right? There's a way to get that done, make it entertaining. Now you can use words while leveraging content creation. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Sorry, just gotta get to another page of my document here. Oh my gosh. Right, turns out I can't get to that. All right, so if you're thinking content creation, right? There are tools out there that we can use specifically for this. So SoundCloud would have been one of those. If the website was working how we wanted it to work. You have um, a podcast type platform. Like YouTube has a podcast section. So YouTube could be another place where you can have words that you create content around. So this is around the whole theme of romance, love, moments in time, right? Or if it's for the teenage love story, then all of those stories of worst dates, first dates, all the firsts that you could think of, right? First kiss, first time meeting his parents, meeting her parents, first time, whatever. All of those are messages that can be brought about in word form. All right. You can make it entertaining and use words, a little bit of imagery if you do it in like a comic type space, right? Like Calvin and Hobbes. Those are all different ways that it's used. Now, tools, that's your notes app, right? I've seen people and I've heard someone that's doing marketing say that they found that running ads that just look like a screenshot from the notes app was a great way to get better feedback on their ads because it doesn't feel like an ad. It feels like you're just sharing something with me. Like you're a friend, you had something in your notes, you're just like, hey, check this out. And you send it to me. Right? Have you guys seen the Super Bowl ad that Kanye West did last year? Did you guys see that or hear about it?
Yes, yes, I have.
All right.
Um, that is a really good marketing strategy because it grabs your attention because you want to know who's this person that is talking to me, like if it's a video call on the screen. The same thing happened with Charlie XCX's Brat album. She didn't have like this extreme concept for her album cover. She just had the word Brat in a neon green background, and
Okay.
that grabs people attention because it's something different. They want to know what is this.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Did the rest of you guys, anyone else saw any of these two things? No. All right. No worries. Let me see if I could at least get Kanye. Before we get to Kanye, his his Super Bowl commercial, right? That used the design principle of contrast. When you guys think Super Bowl commercials, what comes to mind in terms of what these things look like? Or do you even know? Like, I don't know. Some of you might not even care about the Super Bowl that kind of way. Let me just let you know, Super Bowl commercials are usually some of the most over the top as well as expensive commercials that you could think of. Reason being, you have millions of people tuned into the Super Bowl and you're trying to get their attention in 30 seconds. So we're talking millions of dollars just to get this spot. All right. Let me go ahead and I'll pause this. All right. So the tools now that we have that was communicating with words. Um, let's jump to video because of Kanye's video right there. He used his cell phone. He didn't need to use a fancy camera. He just used his cell phone that has a camera on it. That is a tool that you can use to deliver your message. It's going to feel what? Authentic. Why? It's not produced. You're not makeup, dripping in makeup, your face card in at like 100. You're good. However you are, wherever you are, driving in back of the car when the lighting is shifting from lit and dark, whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is you're getting your message out there, but it's also in a way that connects with your audience because it was so normal. It feels like a friend sending you a video, right? So your barrier to taking in what the message is saying is lowered because Kanye automatically connected with his audience. One, because that first connection is I can see this is Kanye West. On his actual commercial, he's doing it himself. Two, this looks like, hey, shoot this on my phone. Kanye West is willing to just shoot an ad on his phone. Really? Okay. Connection number two. Three, all the people that love his stuff. I could get it for $20. Bet I'm in there. Right? And you're able to do this for clients, for events, all of that. Once you know who you're speaking to, you're going to communicate in a way that makes sense for them. Also using tools that they can relate to. So going back to Euphoria, which is our end of semester party, we could probably do that through using your phone. Like we don't need to use a fancy camera. You shoot all the commercials with all the promo with the front facing camera. Why not? Right? Is it possible that we put the information out and it looks like it's in a WhatsApp chat? Sure. Right? We could put out a flyer, add a QR code in the bottom that scans you into a WhatsApp channel. Your WhatsApp channel lets you know that everything that's happening for this event. Now I have direct access to you. Right? It might feel a little bit more personal, which then increases the connection, which then allows the message to be communicated a lot smoother. All right. But that's going to depend on who the avatar is. The clearer you are on that, you'll be able to choose the right tool for the message. All right. So along with images, you have video, which you can use your cell phone for, or you can use an actual digital camera. There's photography that's included in there. All right. Romancia is about that time. I know you love to stay, but we're going to miss you while you're at your rehearsal. Entertainment. You can be entertaining using video, using images. Okay. Whether that's pulling clips from popular movies, TV shows, you can pull that information in there. The same way how sometimes on Instagram, on a reel, you would see someone using like a bull charging and it hits somebody. And right at the moment where they're hitting the person, it switches to someone else acting like they got hit by a bull. And then they do something like propose or deliver a pizza or talk about their product, right? You can use video in a way to build a connection. People stop to see those things because they're like, I want to know what happens next. It's a hook. It's a marketing tool. You're going to learn that later in your development through this course, the marketing tactics. But you can use video to help you deliver that message across. All right. Using the same things that you do words for. So content creation, entertainment, education, communication, all of those things you could use video for. Right. And you're going to be using your smartphone. You're going to be using apps, which is on your iPad, your smartphone. You can use digital cameras. Your webcam is another tool that you have that you can use to get your message across. Social media platforms that are going to allow you to upload videos. So YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat, all of these are video-based platforms that also allow you to get your message across. All right. Third tool, under the umbrella of experiences, is your calendar. Your calendar is going to be important. You as a manager, you're going to almost live based on what your calendar tells you. Why? You're going to have to book things or you're being booked. So the dates are going to be very important. On this day, I'm delivering a message. On this day, I'm putting out a message. I'm putting out a message because this needs to be communicated before the real event happens. Right? So calendars, that's going to be important. Calendar is going to be on your phone. It could be on your smartwatch. It's on your computer. It's on your wall, all over the place. Google Calendar, all of that. Right? Those are tools that, depending on what you are doing, your line of work, this is going to be important. If there are appointments, if you are being booked for appearances, podcasts, interviews, you have to use your calendar. Right? You can deliver your experiences through collaboration. We mentioned earlier the New Year's party, right? Targeting couples centered around the theme of love, romance, bliss, and key moments. We decided we're collaborating with chefs. We're collaborating with weddings, wedding planners. We're collaborating with room decor, right? We're collaborating with people, florists. Why? We want to keep the experience, the message that we are saying going smoothly through the experience. So romance tied to flowers. Romance leads to marriage. Romance leads to living together, which leads to having a house together, which leads to furniture. Right? All that's together. You use entertainment. You can entertain during the experience. Right? It's not just an experience for you to listen and hear and see what's going on. You're also being entertained through music, through dance, through skilled persons, whether they're fire eaters, jugglers, magicians, whatever. You're being entertained. But your message, that message goes across everything. We never change the message. Education through experiences, you as the manager. All right, no worries. See you next week. Next week is probably going to be the last class for the term, I believe, before the exam, because I think the following week is reading week. All right, so your experiences, if education is what you want to showcase, then you have something that's called a mastermind. Mastermind will be something like this, right? You sit with a key group of people and you pour into them. You're sharing, let's say, insider information about whatever topic, and they get it all from you for a specific amount of time. People usually pay for something like that, right? That's a mastermind. Outside of that, you have a workshop. If you're an author, right, and you're writing romance novels for teens, you might have a workshop about creative writing. You might have a workshop about turning experience that you have into a book, right? How to translate a moment into a novel, right? And from there, you're teaching people, all right, this is the moment. Now imagine everything that happens around that moment. Where did the moment happen? Right? What time of day was it? Who was there? Who was there that saw you, but they couldn't hear what you were saying? By tapping into all these different characters, you could decide, okay, this was a moment, but it had 5 other people that were way in the distance that saw it happen, but they didn't hear it. What did that moment look like from their perspective? All of a sudden, you're into another scene. Where were they coming from? All of a sudden, you got a previous scene, right? And all of this is happening at the same time. You're able to develop and expand. And you, as the author, you're able to work with people that want to learn how to write using the workshop as a way to share your message of romance for teens through education. And that's what you did with a workshop. You could have a concert. It's a shared experience, right? Now, from the perspective of you putting on the concert, there's going to be education. You might pull people together and like, look, we're going to go to these 3 concerts. At the concerts, and here's your checklist. I want you to pay attention to what the sound was like. Pay attention to what uh arrivals was like, you know? And you're using the concert now, other person's concerts, to teach this group of people how they can do their concerts even better. Right? So it really depends. What is the message? All right. And your message can be also shown through health experiences. Working out. If you're going to be doing this could be through meals. So you think about your client. Health is important to your client. If your client is an author and they have a book club, they can also partner with a chef and offer healthy meals. This makes sense because health is important to your client. So the message is still the same. The message is clear. All right. And also experiences, they still communicate. All right. All right. So the tools that you can use in that experience category for entertainment, you're looking at, again, all these social platforms. Depending on the scale of where your client is at, they might end up on Netflix. If they're an artist, they might end up having a special that's able to be shown on Netflix or another TV platform. That's entertainment because your audience usually uses Netflix for entertainment, but they're going to come across your client, right? So now that falls into the entertainment category where that's concerned. Education, we have apps, we have YouTube, we got websites, all of that for education. There are a couple websites like Skillshare, Domestika, Linda, I think it's Linda. You have different platforms that you're now able to teach specific skills. So just how I mentioned earlier, you can have a mastermind, you could have a workshop. Your client or you as someone putting on events, you can decide you're going to put your education on a platform like those, right? And offer that as a product, offer that as a service. So one, you have an event that's going to happen in person. Two, if you couldn't make it in person, you can buy this event digitally where I don't need to come and teach you, but you're still paying me all the same, right? The message, the overall message, I want to educate persons or romance novels for teens. The skill that you're teaching is translating a moment in time into a novel. You're still teaching, you're teaching something that's based on your overall message, right? So you're still able to connect those dots. And pretty much finally, this is digital communication and design. The design side is going to help you decide how your message is packaged, how it looks when it's going out there. But the best way to create content is to be the content, right? You don't need to create it always. You could just be it. And the camera just shows up while you're busy being the content. If you're an author, authors write, right? So what does it look like when you have a book working on? Well, you wake up early, you go to the gym, you get your breakfast, maybe you write on your favorite coffee shop. Or who is it? Maybe you write while you travel, right? One of one of you has a client, I think it's Najiri. Her client, she writes on she travels a lot, loves to travel. She writes when she's traveling. Trains, buses, airplanes, that's when she writes. There's a story there. Imagine now while she's traveling, if she has a photographer, or maybe she's using her own phone, she props it up, or she has a tripod, or she has one of those octopus tripods that can kind of grip onto anything. While she's writing, so you're seeing on her social media, she's on a train, right? You're seeing it. Why? She was able to capture the moment that she was writing. That writing moment is important because she's an author. The message is, I write. I'm an author. I don't let travel mean that I can't write. Yeah. So she's busy being the content. And now her audience sees her doing it. Go ahead, Tyrese.
Um, Another example of that is musicians creating a song on live, but wouldn't play it. But you can hear them creating the song. You can hear them making background vocals and stacking them and stuff.
Yeah,
It
for sure.
creates anticipation into wanting to hear the final product.
Yep.
Some artists are famous for that. Tyler the Creator, Ariana Grande, Doja Cat, um, Victoria Monet. I can't remember his name, but he's a pianist from
Right.
Louisiana. He also goes live and creates sounds as well too. But
Yeah.
you would hear them when they're finished, when they come out, and it
Mhm.
creates anticipation. It helps with ads as well too, because you wouldn't have to do much sponsorship if people are interested in what you're making and they want to hear it as soon as possible.
Yeah. And then there's the connection, right? Because now I'm in your inner circle. I get to hear the music before it comes out. You don't know when it's coming out. You don't know if this is going to be the version that's coming out. But the feeling of the audience is like, this person let me in. Imagine how you have a favorite rapper or someone, right? And they go live and they're like, all right, I'm trying to finish this bar, right? They give you the first three lines. If it's 4 bars, they do the first three and they're trying to get the last bar. And they go live and they're like, all right, how would you finish this? How amazing would it be if you're the person and your bar is picked? You're like, oh my gosh, I wrote that, right? She's like, I just wrote a bar for Jay-Z. I did it. What? He used it. That would be crazy. That would be insane. Furthermore, imagine, right? If your client now decides, I'm going to go live, I'm going to do this. Not only am I going to do that, I'm going to give you a writing credit. Crazy. Crazy. That's insane. To get a writing credit means you get royalties, just so you know. But imagine what that does now for the rest of the fan base, right? That's unheard of. No one does that. Who's crazy enough to do that? Give away money for writing a bar? But hey, it could happen. It could be happen. It could happen. And the thing is, they're going to be doing it anyway. Or maybe it is that, you know what I mean? They don't do it live, but they do go live and they say, like, look, submit your best bars, the top 10 of you. You're gonna if you fly out to LA or wherever they are, you come with me in the studio and we try to figure out what this last bar is gonna be. Right? You might not even want the rating credit at that point. You say, I could be in the studio with you. Nah, right? Creating a deeper connection, which could be really cool. And there are other ways around that, right? You can now pull events out of that idea of, all right, what are things that I do anyway, and how can I now pull the message out to pull my avatar in, right? You could have like artists do this all the time. Like they have the cover art. Let's say they got three options and they put a poll out. Like, which one would you pick? A, B, or C?
Or they get artists, like their fans, to create cover art for their
Yeah,
albums.
yeah, there's that too. But either way, right? The best content could be you just going about doing what you do. And a camera is just there to capture it, as opposed to you're like, what? I'm a rapper, so what kind of content can I make? Right? You might be overthinking it, but things get interesting. All right. So I really hope that let me end this recording here.